The Johnnie Walker 12-year-old Black Label. This whiskey was introduced to the world in 1910. The Black Label had a similar cult following to the Red Label, as consumers in the early 20th century enjoyed an aged version of the Red Label. This was another one of Winston Churchill's favourite whiskies, which was immortalised in a painting by Churchill himself called Bottlescape, which was commissioned in 1926. The black in the name refers to the belief that the 12-year-old is more peated, which is the truth of the 12-year-old compared to the Red Label. The mix in the whiskies of the Johnnie Walker Black Label are between 29 to 40 different grains and single malts, such as Cardew from Speyside Coal, Islay from the island of Islay. For some people, this drink can be consumed neat or on the rocks, or put in cocktails, because there's a lot of people out there that like really nice peated whiskies but don't want to spend a lot of money. You can add this into many different drinks like Winston Churchill as a highball, which can create some very interesting flavours if you add it with anything such as ginger ale, lemonade soda, spritz iced tea, tonic, and Coke, which is known as a smoky cokey. The nose reportedly has hints of winter spices such as ginger, orange, cloves, pepper, maple and citrus, while the palate is full-bodied with wood smoke, dry spices, barley, cream, toffee and cereal notes to it. Lastly, the finish can be quite complex as there are undertoning notes of burnt raisins and cherried flavours. Now, since you've heard a bit about the product, now I will taste it. You can definitely smell a bit of burnt citrus flavours to the palate, to the nose. Definitely burnt toffee, caramel raisins. Definitely a bit of char. I mean, that goes without saying. So, not a lot of depth to a peated whiskey because, I mean, it's one of the cheapest ones, but then again, it's quite nice, subtle flavours. Definitely a bit of botanics. So the pepper. Funnily enough, I'm getting a little bit of honey, which is a little bit funny, like just when you let it sit on the palate, on the front, I get a little bit of honey sweetness. Yeah, the cloves, bit of orange rind, and as I mentioned before in the notes that a lot of people have on this, yeah, you can taste that grainy cereal taste. See if I can identify anything more. A little bit of mint, which is interesting, like it's not very overpowering, it's quite minty. And the finish has notes of vanilla, like you can really feel it. The winter spices really just come off the palate right at the end, and it's quite smooth. So it's got a really nice subtle finish, so bit honeyed, vanilla, a little bit of buttery smoothness, but not too much. I can definitely see me drinking this if I'm going to mix it with ginger ale. Can't really see myself having it with soda in a highball because I'd need to put other garnishes like orange. Probably could go a little bit of rosemary as a bit of a garnish on the top. But it's really interesting. You can definitely have a bit of fun with this product. If you're not a huge peated whiskey person, this is definitely a soft introduction because you can definitely enjoy that really soft smokiness. It doesn't hit you in the face, which I think is important to know, is that even though this is peated, it doesn't like have that slap in the face effect that a lot of heavily peated whiskies does have. So this is by far no way at all a heavily peated whiskey. Anyway, look, if you like this video, found it informative, please consider sharing this, liking this video, subscribing. Consider just helping me out, then you'll get more informative videos on whiskey by giving me something so I can continue to produce this content through PayPal or Patreon, or again, just a share would help, because that would really help me out in the YouTube algorithm. So I would really like some sort of support, because this is all for you guys to get more information on the products that we know a lot about.